Hey guys, it's Jimmy Vijay or Sarcastic CJ, and what the hell is going on? I could not make a video for a long time, but exams, and so I don't know what the hell happened to the jam. Wow. But I have been asked by a lot of my friends, and I wish to explain to you or introduce my beautiful, beloved bookshelf, without which I will not live. I love them so much. Without them, I won't live. I love them very much. Please. I'll begin from the top. I guess it's just going to be a very random selection. So let's start with this. I actually bought 7 more books this month, and yeah, I'll include those 2 here. So first one, let's see this. Oh, okay, it's a controversial book from the beginning. It is Penguin Books, Great Ideas, by Friedrich Nietzsche, or Karl Ludwig Nietzsche, whatever you want to call him. God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. So this is the book. See, I am reading this book. I like reading topics regarding atheism, religion, science, pseudoscience, revolutionary thinking, critical thinking, logic, etc. So you might see such books here. And well, I have just started reading this book, but I know what this guy really likes to say, and I like him very much. But I don't use him as an idol. He has a lot of things he did wrong. He was a jerk. Like at an extent, he was a jerk. So I like reading such books, but yeah, I can't provide a proper summary because I haven't read the entire book, but I do like Nietzsche's ideas a lot. I'll be honest. So this one. What's this? Oh yeah. Christopher Hitchens is another atheist writer, which I like a lot reading. He is a literary critic as well, and journalist at the point. And he generally I started to know about him from like videos regarding atheism, religion, etc. My curiosity regarding that subject, and so this is his last book, Mortality, where he is writing. He's writing the book when he knows that he's going to die due to cancer, like in the coming months, and it's a really sad book to read. To know that one of my personal heroes, who has done so much for me, I think so, is going to die specifically here. But as Hitchens said, that we can resurrect Shakespeare by listening or reading his plays. I think we can. I think Hitchens himself is immortal in a sense, by me reading him. Yeah. So, wow, I actually really liked reading this book a lot. So let's go ahead. Okay, yeah. So this is Jean Piaget, or Jean Piaget, whatever you want to call it. So it's Psychology of Intelligence. I basically bought this book because I just know Jean Piaget due to my psychology. I've taken psychology in +1, and I decided to just take a book of him, and I haven't really read this book yet. You can see like, I haven't opened the book properly. But I wish to read it when like I end up with I end up with some books which I think I have in the quota right now. Okay, so yeah, actually this book I have to gift one of my friends who has been on this channel. The Theory of Everything by Stephen Hawking. I think I don't need to really explain this book. It's a very famous book, and I specifically bought this to gift this to my dear friend. So if I upload this video before gifting it to him, happy birthday in advance, my dudes. Let's go again. This one. Okay, yeah, this one is another one which I have to gift. Since these two are actually I bought them, but I am going to gift them to someone. It is The Future of an Illusion by Sigmund Freud. I first started to know about Freud again due to psychology, and as well as talking about religion, he talks about the future of religion basically in this, and he denotes religion as an illusion. And he writes like short essays regarding the topic, and what does he think about religion and all, and what are his thoughts, how can we replace religion, or is religion even necessary, etc., stuff like that. So let's go. Okay, so this is a book gifted to me by the author Punjab, A History from Aurangzeb to Mountbatten by Rajmohan Gandhi. Rajmohan Gandhi is his Indian historian, and his expertise are in Indian history specifically, and this is his book regarding Punjab history. I haven't really read this book yet, but I wish to read it soon because it's history, guys. Come on, history. You have seen my videos in the past, and I will upload such videos in the future. And a lot of these books are gifted to me by Mr. Jabinderjeet Singh. And okay, here's another one. Oh, Carl Sagan's Demon Haunted World. Now I don't think again I need to explain this book to anyone. Carl Sagan writes this book and tells us about the actual demon haunted world, which is haunted by pseudoscience like astrology, numerology, in some parts religion, and explains that why science can be better and why we should not trust into pseudoscientific ideologies or pseudoscientific beliefs just for comfort. It's a great read. I have read like the first 3 chapters in. I am reading this book, and I think I would share how I read my books in the coming videos. Well, that's going to be a really cool video, I suppose. So okay, I'm going to have a big stack right here, I guess. So this is another sacrilegious book on some kind of atheistic, anti-atheist book. God is Not Great, How Religion Poisons Everything by, again, Christopher Hitchens. I am currently on chapter number 7, and I quite like reading these books, and well, I really don't have a description to tell. I mean, the title says what it has to say. Okay, it's another new one I got. It is the Birth of a Tragedy. It is one of the early works of the German philosopher, again, Friedrich Nietzsche. It was, I think, published near 1870 something, 2, 3, I don't remember that. But he basically talks about the Greek and Roman culture regarding philosophy and stuff, and also criticizes it. Basically, you can call like Nietzsche smoking and saying everyone's stupid except me. Actually, he talks about that really in Eshe Homo, but whatever. I haven't read this yet, but I know it's Nietzsche, so it has to be a banger. Come on, like. So okay, there's another. Oh wow. That's it. Thus spoke Zarathustra. Yeah, that's how he said it, Zarathustra. So he talks. Nietzsche, I think he gives his Urmensch theory in Thus spoke Zarathustra, and also gives the writing that God is dead, God remains dead. I think he writes this in Thus spoke Zarathustra, and I think one more book here which I'll tell you. I haven't read this yet again, but I have gifted it to my fellow author, Mr. Jitendra Singh. I think that this is one of the masterpieces of Nietzsche's work, but I would not read this before I read all the other works of Nietzsche, because he doesn't really make sense to me. You need to properly read his stuff side by side, and he does assume that, come on man, you gotta know this stuff, come on bro, seriously, you don't know about this. So Nietzsche really acts like the smart kid in school who likes to brag about his intelligence, but at the same time says that we know nothing. I think, again, I would read this book when I have read all of Nietzsche's books, because then I would get to know how does this man actually write, because he was a kind of weirdo. I mean, no offense, but he was kind of like a weird guy, but yeah, but he was Nietzsche, so I think he's Nietzsche. He got no man. He's Nietzsche. Yeah, I think he's one of the greatest philosophers of all time. It might be arguably, but whatever. Okay. Letters to a Young Contrarian, again from Christopher Hitchens. I've actually read this book. I'm reading this again because, well, I am a young contrarian, to be honest, and this book really just is Hitchens giving his advice to the new radicals, as he likes to call it, and the contrarians, the people who go contrary, as the word says, contrary to the society or to the culture, whatever, with sufficient reasoning, and also discusses the necessity of contrarianism or contrarianism. I think I agree with him in a lot of points here, that contrarianism, I think, is severely required for us as humans, because I think without questioning the system, questioning the culture, there is actually no sense to be in tribalistic society like that. For example, I think my famous analogy when I am asked why I am the way I am is that, well, if the French the French revolutionaries were a bit like, you know what, I care about the monarch's feelings, so they would not go contrary of the movement, contrary of the current movement, and not make a hard secular model, nearly a state atheism model, and completely eradicate religion from the government in the coming decades. And I wouldn't see that, and I think French Revolution is one of the basic things we know, that I think without French Revolution, democracy would be really, really hard. to obtain. Well, that was Letters to a Young Contrarian. And yes, another Christopher Hitchens. He's a memoir. He's 22. It's a pretty damn long book, but I have fun reading him because he has his way with writing. He writes so beautifully, to be honest. I really love reading his books. And the way he writes, the way he adds humor into it, the way he criticizes in between. I just love his way of writing. So, another fat book here, which I would, at one day at least, complete when I am off my studies and all. This is Marcus Aurelius Meditations. I think I don't need to tell anything about Stoicism here, or not. I think everybody's much aware of what Stoicism is, and I basically use this book when I'm in a really angry mood. Most of my school viewers would understand that. I have told them a lot of times, and the few teachers who might be seeing this, I think you may understand what I'm talking about here. And if I'm in a distressed mood, I just love to read this book. I understand the necessity of nature and the beautiful sense nature is. The basic value of Stoicism, which I interpret it to, is that if nature is beautiful, how is it bad? There is nothing ugly in nature, so nature is cool, and stay with nature because nature is cool. Yeah. Well, one of my books which I bought very early, like one of the you can say the oldest books in this rack, one of the oldest books which I actually read properly, I may add, is Outgrowing God by Richard Dawkins. I think a lot of us know his God Delusion book, which I think Richard Dawkins himself tells that it's tone-based for more of adults and all, and he specifically writes this so that teenagers like me can understand it. And I do understand it a lot. He talks about, again, religion and atheism, and finds this relation with science, etc., yada yada. You know all what happens here. And this was like one of the books I had always in my hand whenever I used to go around the school, because whenever I used to find free time, I used to read this book. It was so fun reading this book, and I think it would be great, like when I would end these books, I would read this once more, like when I would be free or be older enough to understand it even in a better sense, to know, like, man, I was an idiot reading that book and understanding it that way. Well, yeah. So this The Power of Positive. Okay, so I haven't read his book yet. Again, this is actually gifted to me by my dad. My dad, and he gave this to me. He's like, I found this book. I'm like, give me the damn book. I love books. Okay, that was cringe. But so it's Power of Positive Thinking. I really don't know what it talks about here, but it has several pointers to how to deal with yourself, how to deal with personal desires, or how to think, and how to think positively, rather than comparing it to thinking negatively, and etc. Yada yada like that. Well, oh my gosh, my throat. I've shown this book already. I had the interview of the author here, Mr. Arvinder Preet Singh. I mean, he's kind of a coach, like to me. I understand a lot of my chess starts with him, and it's a wonderful book. He started from his journey of playing chess, of actually playing hockey, and then changing his school just for hockey, and then just like, you know what? I like chess. and so I'm operations. And then he gets the world championship the world amateur chess championship. It is under 2300 FIDE rating. He won that tournament, and he talks about how he felt proud for his nation. And after that, he provides a lot of like his top 30 games. Was it 30 or it was top 30 games. And I haven't checked all the games yet because it takes a lot of time interpreting such stuff. It's 30 games or 29. Let me check that. Yeah, it's 30 games. So it's top 30 games, and then he gives like some puzzles in between, and then he provides a lot of other games or some positions he had with his opponents and all. He talks about the other his colleagues right now, but friends I would say for him, who have helped him in his journey and all. It's a really lovely book written by him, and comparing that it is his first book. It's a pretty good book written by him here. So let me check. Oh wow, another OG book. This is like I think the earliest book I bought since I had craze of reading books. Like I think my craze of reading books started like this year January or like December 2022 to now. So I had really love with military sciences at one point. I used to love not. That would be not the correct word. I used to be fascinated that how did Germany, having such a weak military, then blitzkrieg through Poland and then to France and quickly conquer all of Europe in the next 1 year, and then nearly reached Moscow in 1942. And they did lose at the end, but I was the ninth grader Jinmei was really fascinated by the sheer speed of the German force, and so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy a book of a German general who talks about this stuff. I think I know, I have read stuff like what they think went wrong in World War One, because he was a general in World War One too, and why tanks are superior, stuff like that. It's like a basic, scientific debate that my theory is better, your theory is wrong, here's why. And then he talks about the history of tanks, how it originated, why it was required in the first place, yada yada, stuff like that. And then, oh my gosh, there's so many books. Okay, so this is book on Shahid Udham Singh, another a book it has remained with me since my childhood, but it would be in my parents' bedroom, in the other room. Then in my parents' bedroom, it would be kept there for a while, and I thought, if it's a book, I will take it. I'll annex it. Yes, I'll annex it. Yes, and I really don't know anything about this book, so I don't want to talk about this. And whoa. So, oh my god, now how do we handle this? I think let's begin here. So this is a book gifted to me by Kanishk, my best friend, on my birthday. Yay! I haven't read this book yet, sorry bro, but I will read this book because history is cool, and I'm not joking. It's cool. History is really cool. I'm telling you, history is cool. It's cool. Yeah. It talks about Alexander the Great, as you said. If you don't know who Alexander the Great was, sorry, you're not allowed. Oh my god. Oh well, here's the book, the thing which got me famous. I think. I know. A book, Who Killed Musawala by Jitendra Singh, and I don't want to go into the aesthetics or the details because of reasons. Yes, reasons. But I love knowing stuff about this book. Like, it has a lot of information. I like information. It is written in a very straightforward and unbiased way by the author. And I took the interview of the author. So yeah, what's up? And I got a sign from the author. Yeah, what's up? Okay, oh my god. This is another book gifted to me by Jitendra Singh. Thanks, man. I haven't read this book yet, sorry. I would read this again because, well, history, it's the Kohinoor, come on. Like, come on, man, it's history. It's very simple. And I'm reading a short of easily geography, but it's history, please. It's history, come on. We need to be straightforward. It's history. Okay. Oh, a universe from nothing. So I haven't told this to my parents, but I actually bought this book from Amazon by not telling them that I bought this book. Universe from Nothing, Lawrence Krauss. Why did I say it? He's German. But he talks about stuff, physics, and I did not understand after chapter 2. So I took a course on physics, and I'm doing a course on physics. Then I read this, then I understand it even more. Because I am a humanities student, but that doesn't mean I can't learn science. Like, come on. Let's be real out here. I can learn physics too. Come on, man. Give a man a break. So, well, he talks about like this, the philosophical questions about, well, the origin of the universe. He talks about prejudices we have, like universe must be caused by the creator, stuff like that. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and this is a book I specifically bought for my history chapter, the Lost Islamic History, because I did not understand anything out of that book, out of our NCRT book. So I don't know what. I'm gonna buy a book literally of Islamic history because I didn't understand a single thing from our NCRT. No offense to NCRT, I really didn't understand any Islamic history from it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a book regarding it. So I'm gonna buy a book and I read this book, and it has very detailed information. It's cool. Come on, again, history, guys. It's history, please. Talking about history, this is another chapter of my NCRT book. This is Genghis Khan. I really didn't bought this book. As you can see in the size, it's a scholastic book, I think so. And the kiddish book, kiddish or childish book, like the font size and the size of the book makes really much sense. This is a book made for children, but it has information about the Genghis and Khan and the history regarding it. And also I found this because I literally had this in my history exam. Like, I had the chapter regarding it, so I was like, why not learn more? Okay, so oh wow, these are my pride and pleasure. Beyond Good and Evil. Do I need to explain this to you? By Friedrich Nietzsche again. So he basically talks about that we can't really justify what is good or what is evil just like that, or there might be something called like a big G good in the universe or a big E evil in the universe. There's sorry bro, but that ain't happening. And I think it is one of the great critiques of morality as a whole, and I think he talks about a lot of philosophers in this, and criticizes them completely, like mercilessly. He's Nietzsche. Come on. Allow me. Oh my gosh, it's going to be such a long bro. Okay, another Nietzsche's book. The Gay Signs. And if I know a lot of people are going to make jokes regarding the title, here gay means joyous, the joyous signs. And I haven't read this book again. I am currently reading on the genealogy of morals. And I think this was the book where he put in. I have a mark here. Yeah, this is the book where he put his statement of the first time that God is dead and stuff like that. And well, it talks about it's Nietzsche. It's very, very unorthodox. It's Nietzsche. He writes, I don't know. He claims in his book that I can write things in one sentence that would take people to write a whole book. And I'd be willing to agree with it, but not complete. Like, it's pretty arrogant statement, to be honest. But still, he seems to have that he can have the potential to do that. Because, again, he's Nietzsche. Okay, let's do it. These books are going to fall off, and my entire table is going to be filled with books, and there's my chessboard right here, so my pieces might break out. Okay, so this is The Will to Power by I don't need to tell you. This is, so again, The Will to Power, I think it's a collection of Nietzsche's essays by her sister who wished to do it for her fascist ideology. But to be honest, I can't judge anything before reading this book. All I know is Nietzsche. Again, so his idea of power, we have to get power and greatness, stuff like that, the Ubermensch, stuff like that again. So it was actually published like, I don't know, 1914 or like somewhere there. And well, this is a book. It's still unaccounted that this book is pretty controversial in a sense, because it may or may not be Nietzsche's actual thoughts, maybe converted by her sister, stuff like that, changed by her sister. The books are definitely going forward. Oh my god. So this is, Nihilism and Nietzsche. So sorry, I don't need to explain this. So it's like a collection of few books here, which is the case of Wagner and European nihilism. The essay which he took, he was like, if we don't believe in God, then we become nihilists, right? So how do I stop this nihilism, right? So yeah. And it also has Thus Spoke Zarathustra, which I have found out yet. So, but still, come on, it's a book. So if I read that again, there's it. And well, here it is, the genealogy of morals. I really like the image which they put here, like a proper philosophical discussion. Camera, show them. Yeah. And again, he just talks about that morality cannot be certain, morality has to be relative, or else we don't have morality. And again, I think I just need to tell the point that people who really ask me that if as Nietzsche says, if God, let me put it in Nietzsche's words, if you say that God is dead, then isn't everything permissible? But I think the response would be like, everything is kind of permissible, but does that mean that murdering would be correct. I don't think so. Because I would be, if I would a person to murder someone, I would be in guilt of my own conscience and in guilt by the whole society as a whole, because we have been evolved in a sense to think that if you murder, well then species are not going to survive, so there is not going to be any natural or sexual selection, so well your species done for. So yeah, that basically okay, oh my god. So I think I can keep these 4 away because these are like a note making. It's epistemology, this is political skepticism, this is chemistry, and this is physics. And no, I will not show you my notes because no. Oh my gosh, there's still a lot of books left here. So now we can. So Sapiens, so a wonderful book, and I'm reading this still. Sapiens, it talks about a brief history of humankind. You will know Harari has actually done a great job writing this book. I really love reading. I read this book every night, and it's like, oh, wow, like it's. I think you need to have you need to know something every single day, and if you don't know something, like don't get to know something new every single day, then that's a day wasted, I think, in life. And you need to have like a mind blown, like a moment, like at least twice or once a week. And this book just gives that to me like every single day, to be honest. And I'm still reading this, and it's very fun to read. Very I'll say historical and in a evolutionary perspective. It like connects all the things that I like. I like evolutionary psychology, history, religion, stuff like that. It's just a compilation of this book, and it's a wonderful book. And when I read it, I will surely add the Homo Deus and the 20 lessons from humanity for his. Okay, there it is. One more, the Bhagavad Gita. So it is the holy book of the Hindus. I am not Hindu myself, but I read this for Hindu theology and stuff, to know what the morality in Hinduism is, what does the Gita actually teach, stuff like that. It has a lot of great verses. It has a lot of verses which I disagree with, and but it's like cool to read religious books. I read the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, and I'm reading the Guru Granth Sahib right now. And I basically read this book in my school library because my parents would not let me get those books because they're holy, stuff like that. This book was just in our home, so I was like, you know what? A book left alone in the dust is a book wasted. So I'm gonna read this. Well, I got to know more about Hinduism, and I think I got to know some things where I can argue for or against in this book. Following the notion of open criticism and open thought, I think it's nothing wrong for me to criticize the book and also appreciate the book at the same time. But it's really dangerous to do that in India right here. So I would just say that this book has a lot of good things and a lot of bad things, and still, so it talks about life. It's a really good book. Okay. Atoms Underflow Gold. So this is a book I bought like when I was in 9th grade. I don't know. I need to talk to my dad about this. I was in 9th grade, I think so, and I just had I watched Neil deGrasse Tyson's Cosmos, and just I'm gonna become an astrophysicist. But no, I didn't do that. I'm not an idiot. And then, well, I didn't understand a damn thing in the book when I was in 9th grade, and now I read this again. It makes a lot of sense in the mind. I'm like, oh, so this is what this means. Oh, so this is what this means. I get it now. I get it now. Again, this is another psychological perspective that at that point my cognition or my mind wasn't that developed, but now it is at least more developed than it was developed 2 years ago, so I can understand it and interpret it easily. Yeah. And well, I think I'm in chapter 4. Yes, I'm on chapter 4. And he talks right now what I've read, it talks about gravity, motion, atoms and stuff, the forces acting upon it, and fun examples can a drilling machine put a house on fire? Do not try this at home. Okay. So, this is Infantry Attacks again. A book I think I bought with this Achtung Panzer by Heinz Guderian. So this is by Erwin Rommel, another marshal, a German general who mostly spent his time in North Africa in World War II, and then had time for D-Day, and the day he went for vacation, the next day there was D-Day. So yeah. He talks about infantry tactics again, about World War One, what went wrong for the Germans, and to the tactics what the Germans used in World War One. It is a prejudiced book on the German perspective, to be honest, that Germany should have won, stuff like that. But what it is, Germany lost, and what it is, Germany lost. So Germany lost. Now, if people are sorrow about that, or people are happy about that, I don't think that there is any reason to even have an emotion about it. But I think it serves an emotion by Rommel that Germany should have won World War One, but then he talks about how to redevelop the army, or what should we do where we don't lose again, stuff like that. No, Erwin Rommel was known as the Arctic Fox. No, not the Arctic Fox, the Desert Fox. And his quick victories in North Africa from Tobruk. Tobruk was where the Australians handled the siege from Algeria to up to Tobruk. Yes, from Tobruk. Rommel had the Suez Canal in mind, and he was like, boy, I'm gonna take the Suez Canal and I'm gonna wreck everyone. But he got destroyed. So he went back to the Western Front, and then he went on vacation, and then D-Day happened, and then he had to drink poisoned water or medicine because he was suspected to take part in the assassination of Hitler, which evidently could not happen. So, I mean, it talks about that all in this, but it's mostly of a military science-based books on how infantries attack, what are the formations and something like that. So yeah, so this is fundamentals of physical geography. No, I am not preparing for UPSC. I just bought this book because eat sleep geography guys. Yay! So it's a book by Majid Hussain. He talks about geography, physical geography, how stuff geography. Geography. Come on, I can't explain geography like that. Geography, according to me, cannot be explained verbally. You need to provide pictures for it. And yeah. Okay, we're nearly done. Oh my god, it has been nearly an hour of recording. Oh. Okay, so this is another book given to me by Mr. Sukhindajit Singh. So when I went to his house, I was like, can I take this book? Sure. Well, this is, as the name says, Freedom at Midnight. It's the collection of Mountbatten's essays, like diaries. He used to write it every day by Dominic Lapierre and Larry Collins. Dominic Lapierre, in my opinion, is a great historical writer. He writes in such a wonderful way. Larry Collins too. The compilation of this book is brilliant. Like it is like the diaries of Lord Mountbatten before independence and stuff like that. So, oh my gosh. So this is Motivation in Education. Yeah, I bought this book because the psychology chapter I have in +1, that is regarding motivation, and it's a bit weirdish kind of a chapter. So I like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a book for it. I have a budget monthly for books, so according to that budget, if it's under that, I can buy the books all I want, and if not, then mom and dad are going to be like, nah bro, get the hell out of here, you can't buy these books. And luckily this came under the TV. Well, this is a very, very long book. I have read like parts of it which are related to my chapter and all. Yeah. So okay, this book was actually given to me by Kanishk again on my birthday. Thanks, bro. And I read this book because I play football, and I understand a lot by this book. Surprisingly, I understand more about football by reading books about football, not by playing football itself. I'm a weird kind of guy. Okay, so these are the two books which are like small but cool. This Free Will by Sam Harris, where he talks about determinism and its comparison with compatibilism, and it's a very short book, but it talks a lot in philosophical terms, talks in a lot of neuroscientific terms, and to be honest, it has led to me to come to a conclusion that humans don't have free will, that we are just puppets of our neurochemicals in our brain and stuff like that. But again, this is one of the books which brought in the philosophical side of me into the real world, and I used to read this book like when me and my mother and father had gone to a holiday. We were in a studio apartment, so I would drink coffee and stay on till midnight and read this book like twice, because I needed to understand it, and I would read this book again once I had the time to do so, to understand like, okay, what does this guy mean, like, because this was like one of the first books of me reading something about philosophy without having a knowledge of philosophy. So it actually did motivate me in a sense to know and read philosophy, which I do, as you see the notes there. This is another book given to me by Mr. Sukhindajit Singh, yeah. And this is Why I Am an Atheist by Bhagat Singh. You can see that community. Actually, I was going to make a video on his birthday, but something happened with my camera, and we're not uploading no more happened. And well, he just talks twice in Atheist, and then all the essays which he has, like letters to his father, letters to his brother, letters to his colleagues, stuff like that. Oh yeah. This is just a notebook regarding Hindu theology. I write stuff down from the Gita, from some Hindu theology, other stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh, only 2 books are left. So these are 2 books which were provided to me by my psychology teacher. Thanks, ma'am. And it is experimental psychology. You can see it's a fat, dope book, and I have read like parts of it again, which seem to me to be relevant for my syllabus till now. And if I would be free, I would surely read more about this book because books are cool. And last book, oh my gosh, the physiological psychology. I haven't read a thing about this book, but I will read one day because I will. That's me. I will totally read it. Oh my god, it's going to be an hour of recording, and well, that was it. That was my bookshelf, and I think this bookshelf will keep on becoming even bigger month by month. Yeah, I will now, after every 3 to 4 months, tell you things about my bookshelf and all, because books are cool. Yeah. So well, thanks for watching. This was your host Chinmapi Jaga, or Sarcastic CJ, and thank you very much for 1K subscribers. Let's go. Stay curious and keep questioning.
Cool CJ 1410, cool CJ 1410, cool CJ, cool CJ.